Yes, it's a Monday edition of Cin-Emma Extra, and today, of course, we're wrapping up the 96th Academy Awards.
Emma Jerome joining us now with a breakdown of Hollywood's biggest night. What did you think about the show yesterday, Emma? I had fun watching.
It was so much fun. Now that awards season is over, I am rendered useless. I have no value or purpose. The day we have all been waiting for has come and gone, so it's just about time to pack me up and store me away until next year, but not until I share my mostly unfiltered thoughts about how the night went. In a moment that surprised exactly no one, Oppenheimer won 7 of the 13 awards it was nominated for. It won Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Director, and Best Picture. Another surprising win of the night was all of the wins that Poor Things won. Maybe not surprising, but unexpected for a few of us guessers out there. It was nominated for 11 Oscars. It ended up winning 4. Emma Stone winning Best Actress, besting Lily Gladstone in her performance of Killers of the Flower Moon. And speaking of Killers of the Flower Moon, that movie won 0 Oscars. And I wouldn't necessarily call it a snub from that movie. It was just up against some really, really hard categories. I mean, it was up against Oppenheimer in every category, and so that, of course, was a hard thing to beat. But Lily Gladstone, an amazing performance in that movie, but Emma Stone did an amazing job as well, and Lily Gladstone cleaned up the rest of the award show circuit. So maybe this was the recognition that Emma Stone deserved, because she gave the performance of her career. It was amazing, that movie.
I still need to watch Poor Things. That was the one that I just ran out of time to watch before the show. So I've been told by folks who did see it, once you see that movie, you won't be surprised by how many Oscars it did win. So yeah, I was a little surprised though that Killers of the Flower Moon didn't get any. Yeah, I thought they'd come away with 1 or 2.
Well, what else stuck out to you, Emma?
Well, I liked the stylistic choices they made at this year's Oscars. My favorite being that they had winners of years past present the major awards. The best, in my opinion, being the show opener, where the 5 previous winners of Best Supporting Actress spoke to each of the nominees. You could tell they were actually all dear friends. That award going to Da'Vine Joy Randolph for her touching role in The Holdovers.
For so long, I've always wanted to be different. And now I realize I just need to be myself. And I thank you. I thank you for seeing me.
She thanked God. She also thanked her publicist. It was a really touching speech. I loved her performance in The Holdovers. She's been in a few other things before. She was part of the cast of Only Murders in the Building on Hulu. You might recognize her from that.
I've seen her more in comedy roles.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was really cool to see her get a little emotional on stage.
I know, and there was a note that she really took from her grandmother during this performance in that movie. She wore her grandmother's glasses in that movie. It was, a very touching role and a touching speech. That was actually her first Oscar win. So I don't think it'll be her last time on that stage as well. And this might surprise you all. These following winners who took home Oscars last night took home their first Oscars last night. And in all of the cases, they took home multiple. Cillian Murphy took home his first Oscar for Best Actor, playing Robert J. Oppenheimer in the movie Oppenheimer. Robert Downey Jr. took home his first Oscar for Supporting Actor in the same movie. Christopher Nolan won his first Oscar for Best Director.
We don't know where this incredible journey is going from here, but to know that you think that I'm a meaningful part of it means the world to me.
And then, of course, they all took home another Oscar, at least, for Best Picture when Oppenheimer did win that. Are you guys surprised at all that RDJ has never won an Oscar before?
Yeah, that was another one that surprised me.
Well, you talk about like these massive movies he's been in, and probably from a financial point of view, what Iron Man, his Marvel experience would be.
But
those movies never,
not always the big noms.
Never are the ones that win. Yeah.
Right, so he took home his first Oscar. Congrats to all of the winners as well. And so now let's talk about the snubs. There weren't really a lot, but there are some we can talk about. So my favorite joke of the night was Jimmy Kimmel talking about the Barbie movie, and he was talking about Greta Gerwig not getting nominated for Best Director, and the audience clapped in agreement, and then he called all of them out for it was their voting that kept her off that list. I thought that was so funny, and his ad-lib moments, I think, were the best moments of the evening. So the only things that I believe were snub-worthy is, and this is going to be a niche category, is we're talking about the shorts. For Best Animated Short Film, the short movie War Is Over took home the win. That is a movie inspired by the music of John Lennon. Personally, I would have liked to see a short called 95 Senses win. That was the story of a man and his appreciation for his 5 senses, remarking on them as he's about to lose them. And then for Best Live Action, Wes Anderson took home his first Oscar as well for The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, a live action adaptation of the Roald Dahl story by the same name, and that starred Benedict Cumberbatch. I would have liked to see Knight of Armor, a Swedish and Danish film following a man as he says goodbye to his deceased wife win. That movie has my heart. If you have not seen it, please look it up. It is streaming right now on YouTube. So I chose those as my winners for the shorts out of principle alone. Did I think they were going to win necessarily? No, but they should have.
The ones that I thought might win ended up winning. Were they my favorites? Maybe not.
I still have a lot of homework to do. I gotta watch all of those.
Emma and I went to watch the live action and the animated shorts over the weekend.
Fun?
We had ourselves a little double feature at the Hollywood Theater.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
very
great.
fun. Yeah.
They were great and not nearly as devastating as they have been in years past, but they were still heavy. So
Some heavy topics,
Oy.
but yes, it was some really, really nice little short films. All across the board this year for all of the Oscars. I feel like every category was stacked. Like hard to pick a winner. There was a lot of really, really wonderful
There are a lot of
films.
those movies you talk about, especially with maybe Best Picture in particular, or maybe for actress, where you talk about, this is going to be really annoying for me to bring this back to a sports analogy here, but like you talk about, like there was the era of Michael Jordan where all these other teams that didn't win, that could have been some of the best teams of all time, right? That didn't get their accolades because you had the powerhouse.
Is
and
Michael
that's what it
Jordan
sounds like.
Oppenheimer in this
That's
analogy?
what I'm saying. Is that Michael Jordan is Oppenheimer?
Okay.
So everybody ran into the buzzsaw.
Yay, sports.
wow, now I understand sports.
Oh my gosh,
Now,
look at us.
now I am rendered useless.
now
I have come full
And now
circle.
do you understand all of film and television?
Oh, guys, did
We're
we just
helping each
become
other
best
out
friends?
here. All right,
Oh,
thanks,
wow.
Emma.
Thank you, Emma.
And no, you're not off the hook. We'll still see you back for
This
another
is
Cin-Emma
true.
Extra on Fridays.
Yes,
we need our
you
movie.
will.
We need our movie picks all year round.
All right, thanks, Emma.